Okay, today's challenge is to see if we can cook eggs and bacon in a paper bag over an open fire. This challenge is brought to you from the banks of the southern Cahaba deep in the Black Belt. What we're going to do is start a fire here. We're going to get some coals going, and then we'll come back to you and show you how we're going to process this. Okay, while the fire is burning down the coals, I'm going to show you what we're going to do to process the eggs and bacon. We're going to take a bag. This is a kind of bag that has a little rope on the top, and it's a little bit thicker than your typical bag. Open it up. Then we're going to take our bacon here, use our pliers here, cut these in half. This is the nice thick kind of bacon. I'm going to go ahead and find the thickest pieces in here. We're going to take the bacon and get the inside of the bag nice and greasy. We're going to coat the bottom and the sides of the bag. Now, if you try this with a very small and thin paper bag, what you may find is that the bag actually just soaks through because of the contents. The egg yolks may soak it completely through. So we're going to try it with this thicker bag here. And after we have got it soaked, we're going to take our bacon strips and try to flatten them out, lay them in there. I'm going to put about 6 of them in there because, as you know, you can never get enough bacon. Bacon has those natural mellowing agents that makes a person very content and happy. At least that's been the case with me. After we have the bacon laid in there, we're going to take the eggs. I'm going to crack on the tailgate here of the pickup, and we're going to lay a couple of them right in there. There we go. I'm going to try it with 2 eggs first, and cradle those eggs right in there on the bacon. I'm going to fold this over and punch a hole with a stick, and then put it over the open fire. We'll do that next. Okay, now that the fire has died down to coals, it's still pretty hot. You can put your hand over it, but you don't want to have it more than a few inches away. I'm going to take the first bag that I tried out, as I mentioned, use these real small bags, and as you can see, it's not going to work very well. What happens is the coagulated chicken embryo will just soak the bottom of the bag before you even get a chance to start. So we're certainly not going to try that. But what we are going to try is to take this little bit nicer bag, a little bit thicker. Shout out to iCare Associates on that. We're going to take the bag and put it over, it's doubled up, we're going to put it over this little stick here. We're going to bend the stick to put it into the hole. We're just going to suspend the bag over the flame right there. That's still pretty hot, and we're just going to allow this to cook for about 15 minutes. Now, my setup here has the wind blocked from the wind direction to try to keep the heat in. And also what I've done to hold the stick up in the air is you can go in your backyard and find an old tire rim, or you might want to go to your wife's car and get her spare while she's at work. But you can get a tire rim like this, and I've got my stick right through the middle of it, and that seems to hold the stick pretty well. So give us about 15 minutes and we'll be back to see if this works. Okay, it's been about 15 minutes now. We're going to check our bag. The flames are still fairly warm. You can hold your hand over it, however, right under the bag. It's pretty uncomfortable. It's a little too hot to touch. So we're going to ease open the bag a little bit and see what we have. You can see inside there our embryos are nestled right in the bag. One of them is actually broken, and you can see it's beginning to coagulate. The other one looks like it's sunny side up. I can see the whites beginning to congeal. Haven't been able to see the bacon very well, so we're going to give this probably about another 5 minutes or so. Okay, we've given it another 5 minutes, so a total of 20 minutes seems to be the sweet spot based on where my fire was. And as you can see, we've just cut away the bottom part of the bag, and I'm going to try to lift this off and onto a piece of bread with our spatula. And this is 1/2 of the meal that we prepared. I'll show it to you. Looks pretty good. I'm going to roll it up here, take a bite out of it. I got to tell you, that tastes pretty good. That bacon's done enough to eat. You could cook it a little more if you wanted to, but this overall, this process has been a fairly good success. Nothing here is original. Look on YouTube, find some things like this that you'd like to do. We'll see you next time.